Hi and welcome to South African Homesteader. So today I am going to be planting my basil, which I'm just going to give you some background on how I seeded this. In a few months ago, a good few months ago, I would say it's about 6 months ago, I purchased a basil plant. And the plant cost me 40 rand. So it was a nice small little plant and it cost me 40 rand. It's a sweet basil plant and I bought the one. And then it went to seed about, I would say two weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago it went to seed. I then picked off the seed pods once it was nice and dry, and I harvested the seeds. Anyway, so that seed that I harvested from the basil, I then decided to, and I took about, I think, a half of it, and those were from two sort of, when the basil sets flower, it sets these little stems with the flowers on either side. So I picked two, I think, of those that were dry. The others weren't quite that dry enough yet. I then took my seed starting mix. So the seed starting mix I use is something that I make myself. In here, in this mixture, I've got some vermiculite, I've got some perlite, I've got some peat moss, and I've got some worm castings. And then I made the mix myself. So I made the mix, and then every time I need, I just scoop some out. Then I put the seed starting mix into this little container. And if you notice that this actually it's one of the, those food containers that you buy, and then I've made some holes underneath for it to drain. I put this as a tray at the bottom, and then I took the lid of another one and I put it on here to form a germination chamber. In other words, I took this lid, put it on here after the seeds were inside of this, and covered, just slightly dusted with, you can either lightly dust it with perlite, or you can use some of your seed starting mix, and just, the seeds are very tiny, so you don't even really need to cover it much. All you can do is just like maybe press it and just move your fingers like that, so that it does have a little bit of so that just embeds a little bit in the soil, and then you can give it a light spray of water, cover it with this lid, form your germination chamber, and just leave it. I put it under the lights, I think, for about a week, not even, and then I saw them coming up, starting. This is now about 3 weeks old, right? This is about 3 weeks old. Let me just show you this. Nice close up of this. I think these are about 3 weeks old, and they're nice and strong. You can see the stems are quite strong. I then take these foam cups and I take potting soil. In this potting soil this is just your regular potting soil. And then in this I just added a little bit of vermiculite and a few worm castings. What I'm doing today is I'm actually pricking this out. I've put holes at the bottom of all of these cups. So I've put drainage holes in at the bottom of these cups, and then I put the soil mixture, which I've just explained, I put it in here. Now I will put two. I've made a few here already. So what I've done is I've put two of these in each cup. I've put two plants in each cup. Okay? So I will prick out these, and I use a spoon, the back of a teaspoon, and I will just prick out two of these. Here you see these two. It's quite easy. And this seed starting mix is so, and there you go. Oops, there you go. Now it is now May. I'm going to let this grow indoors until May, June, July. Yeah, until about July, then it will be nice and big. And then it can either be, where's the other one now? Oh, yeah. Then you can either leave it in here, or you can make plant it in a pot with some other herbs, you know, make a little herb garden. And my plan for these, because this is way too much for me, so this is done, that one that I just did now. So my plan actually for basil, and basil is amazing. You can use it in so many dishes. Fresh basil has got a very different flavor, I would say, to your dried out basil. The fresh basil leaves is just so it's so refreshing, and you know, now you get different types of basil. Oops, there, you get sweet basil, you get, this is sweet basil, you get lemon basil, sweet basil, you get all kinds of basil. And then I have also, I'm also going to be doing the cinnamon basil. That I will be doing soon, seeding soon, so that hopefully in spring I will have a nice mix of herbs that I will mix in a little pot, and I will be selling them off. So what I do is I basically make a hole with a point of this into the soil. Some people find it very hard to grow herbs, especially from seed, especially because the seeds, most of the seeds are so tiny. But because I have such a huge interest in it, I've got the whole setup, I've got the lights and all of that. I'm actually trying to improve my setup soon, my seed starting setup. You don't have to start from seed, because I mean, if you're planning on having 1 or 2 basil plants in, it's really pointless to start from seed. Then you can just buy one at your local nursery, or you know, in a herb, or buy a mixed herb box or something like that. But just the fact that you know, growing your own herbs, because herbs are expensive. I mean, if you look at how much those little green bottles, and I buy these, so I'm keeping my containers, and let me just keep the name closed. For example, this is the mixed herbs, and I use a lot of herbs, and that's thyme, and this is oregano. So you will know how much this costs. So what you can do is, you guys can actually order, put in an order for basil seedlings, but I will not let these go until they are more established in the soil. I just think that this whole thing with coronavirus had a lot to do with many people becoming a lot more focused on gardening and growing their own. Some people do it just, they in the garden just for fun. But for me, a lot of it has to do with these little ones.
Goes to eat.
With these little ones.
Goes to eat.
So
Grandma's planting stuff to eat because grandma doesn't feel like going to the shops every day.
yes, and also because we need to grow organic. We don't want to put poisons into our system. That the farmers sometimes they spray poisons to kill the little bugs, and
Yes.
that eats the plants. So we actually
That today.
we do not do that. We grow organically. So that is one of the reasons. I am also going to be growing a whole lot of flowers in the future. So I'm excited about that. I have started on my zinnias. Many of you, not many of you, but my family members and some friends that's been here have seen my beautiful, beautiful zinnias. And I've got some nasturtiums, but this time around I will be planting a few other things. And hopefully, since I am G's Events, I will be organizing farmers markets and it will be purely for besides my normal markets that once Corona is out of the way, I will be doing the farmers markets. Those are more for people growing their own food, giving them an outlet to sell more the crafty sort of items. So there's a lot of exciting things to come, but right now we will just have to wait, because sometimes you divulge too much and then everything just goes wrong. So sometimes it's best to just wait. And actually that's exactly what's happening now. One of the channels that I actually watch has actually said to make your waiting room into a classroom. Now I'm in a period of waiting for whatever it is that I'm waiting. And so this is actually exactly what I'm doing. Whatever you desire, whatever you wish for, whatever you want, whatever you are working and striving towards, don't wait until you've reached the goal. If there is something that you can do to, say for example, I'm going to give you an example. Say for example, you are wanting to be you want to have a big, you don't have, maybe you live in an apartment or in a flat, and you want to grow your own veggies, or you want to grow some of your own food, and you just feel that you don't have space. You know what? There's always a plan. You can have a herb, even if you just have your herbs in your window. You can have herbs on your balcony. You can have wooden boxes on your soup, on your front porch. There's just so much you can do, So, and when the time is right, when it is time for you, because everything has a timing, a right time and a wrong time. So when the time is right and your time comes, you would have taught yourself so many skills. You would also, we need to look at it from an entrepreneurial perspective. I always feel, and this is what I'm passionate about, I always feel that whatever you love to do. If you can turn anything, and I mean anything, into a into an income generating business, whether it is on a small scale, whether it is on a bigger scale, but whatever you enjoy, you, even part-time, if you have a job and you feel that, for example, you like to sew, why not, and not everybody like to sell, not everybody like to sell, but sometimes we are forced into a position where we need to have that little bit of extra income. And so for me, I'm hoping that I can inspire others to follow their passion, and in following their passion, they will see that a whole new world opens up to them, because it's something that you will be doing with so much gusto and so much energy and so much pleasure that it won't even feel like a chore. Sometimes when you are stressed and you just go to your hobby and keep yourself busy with whatever it is that you love to do, you will actually find that you calm down immediately, because you are busy with something that you love to do. And that is what I love about gardening. I love gardening. I love growing things. I love seeing things grow. I love watching life start from a small little seed, a dry seed, and all you need to do is give it some water and some nutrients, just like all of us. All we need love, care and attention, and we will thrive. And the same with the plants. Give them some love, care and attention, some nutrients. Because everybody needs to eat. The plants also need to eat. They feed from the nutrients that you give them. This is so much. I tell you, I'm going to have to, I'll give some away to friends and family, some of these basil plants, and then I'm gonna sell some more, because it will also help in me getting some more varieties and just growing more varieties of plants. And hopefully one day we will have a shop. I'm not even halfway. Look at all of this. And all these cups have got two. All these cups have got two in them. So if you're finding what I'm doing interesting, then please like this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell so that you are informed of all future videos that I will be uploading. So from me, Khairia at South African Homesteader, until next time, may Allah bless you.